Eric Feigl-Ding joins us from the American capital. Eric is an epidemiologist, also a senior fellow with the Federation of American Scientists. Eric, thank you so much indeed for your time. Is this the good news that it appears to be?
I actually am very, very skeptical and nervous because this vaccine was approved without full phase 3 randomized trial. Normally, vaccines have to go through phase 1, phase 2, and a large-scale phase 3. By large scale, I mean like 20, 30, 40,000 people. And they just completely skip that step. And that's why it creates a lot of anxiety among scientists, whether that is actually safe.
Have you yourself seen any of the research? Because usually this research is published and then peer-reviewed when you're talking about such a serious drug.
Yeah, so the phase 2 results are out there. But again, the results are from a phase 2 is a very limited. It just sees temporary changes in immunity levels. It does not actually say that it will actually, well, for sure, prevent infection and will not have adverse reactions. And because, again, it was such a limited study. We should not approve a vaccine for wide-scale population use just from a limited study. We should wait for the full phase 3 trial, as we normally do.
Eric, how hopeful are you generally about the multiple trials for vaccines that are taking place? You'll know full well that in 1964, the world record was set. It took 4 years to develop a vaccine for mumps. But you'll also know the dangers of new vaccines. And there was a story from just a few years ago, around 2017, and Sanofi, the French pharmaceutical company, spent 20 years and $2 billion developing a vaccine for dengue fever. They took it to the Philippines, and lots of children got sick. More than 350 died because they developed malaria after receiving that particular vaccine. So it shows the dangers. How are you feeling about the developments that are taking place in the search for a vaccine?
Yeah, so vaccines, first of all, there are many kinds of vaccines. And we're pretty confident. There's 135 randomized trials for vaccines that's going on for a couple dozen vaccines. 8 of them are already in the phase 3 pipeline. That includes the Oxford Jenner vaccine, which is being tested in South America. The China's vaccine is being tested in Saudi Arabia, and the U.S. Moderna vaccine is already at 30,000 people being enrolled right now. We should wait for these. And the other thing is, some of these past vaccines, we have gotten so much better technology and our science and our procedures. And, some of the previous ones were because of cold chain issues or failure to inactivate them before use. This does not apply here, but we still need the phase 3 trial. Rushing it actually will make people more scared, and creating more vaccine hesitancy actually will make the ultimate rollout of the vaccine much more difficult. So we could actually shoot our foot in the long term by going too early with a preliminary vaccine.
Is there any sort of international agreement that you know of covering the eventual discovery of a successful vaccine in terms of whichever territory that may happen in for the formula to be shared with the rest of the world?
Yeah, I expect the ultimate successful vaccines will all be mutually shared. I think there might be some prioritization in which, whoever country developed them first, their citizens get it first. But eventually, I expect all to be shared widely. This is the global pandemic, and being selfish with a vaccine and stopping the epidemic in only your country for a whole global pandemic makes no long-term sense. I'm hopeful it will be shared. I'm hopeful it will be affordable. And I'm hopeful that the rollout will be in the spring of 2021.
Very interesting. Thank you so much indeed for giving us the benefit of your expertise, Eric. Really very instructive. Eric Feigl-Ding there speaking from Washington.